I'm Nancy Kowalik, your Main Street real estate agent. And today we're doing something a little bit different. We're sitting down with three gentlemen that are with me for this summer. So kind of an interesting experiment, we'll call it. So my son, standing here to my right, his name is Jared, and he's a student at Rutgers, not quite done yet. His friend Alex is to his right, and Mike is to my left. And they've all been at Rutgers, and they all decided to try an experiment this summer. So if you want to tell me a little bit about how that came to be, Jared?
So I initially, I've been around real estate for a while, obviously because it's my mom. But I've recently been trying to figure out ways to make the entire business more efficient. So me and a few friends are trying to create a tech solution for it. And I think the best way to figure out how to make a business more efficient is to get some hands-on experience and make a little bit of money while doing it.
There you go. So the experiment is these three gentlemen are getting their real estate licenses and coming to work with me in the business for the summer, and you never know where it's going to lead. And by the way, we're going to check in at the end of the summer to see how this goes as well. So Alex, tell me how you decided to jump in on this idea.
Well, I've known Jared for quite a while, all through my years through college, and we currently live together at school. And he provided me the opportunity of possibly becoming a real estate agent. And I thought it'd be a great experience and hands-on experience with real life interactions with having a job. So I'm open arms and trying to make the best of it.
Right, and you're going to school for HR, right?
Correct. I have my undergraduate degree, and then I'm also getting my master's currently.
Right, and so your people skills are going to be put to good use here, which is something I'm excited about.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And Mike, tell us how you ended up as part of this group.
My name is Mike Van Brill. I've known Jared since, we grew up and we were in elementary school together all the way through to college. And so I got an opportunity obviously to work here. And since being around kind of in Mullica Hill my whole life, I knew of the Nancy Kowalik real estate group, and it was all good things that I've heard. And I got my undergrad in HR and I got my master's in labor relations. So there is some people work there that I think I can use, and I'm excited to just get started with you guys.
Yeah, and I think the thing for me, most people don't start off in life saying I want to be a real estate agent. And I tell my son this frequently. If I knew what he now at his age, that I would own the world if that was at all possible, right? So in a good way, right? So there's lots of good things because we do a lot of good things here at the group, but in a good way. But having this experience, not coddling, first of all, making sure that these gentlemen go through the process the same way everybody on my team does to make them successful is huge to me. And I think that this is just the beginning for us. So, and it's really cool, as a Main Street resident, my son has seen me grow up in this business and watched us go from, one agent to, gosh, we have 36 people in this office now.
We need to count again.
We do. I know. We do. After I think you guys, it's going to be more. I think it's going to put us up to 43, which is going to be kind of cool after your class graduates, right? And Mike, knowing, your family has a successful business here too. You've been always around entrepreneurs and that spirit. This really is an entrepreneurial business. It's a people business, and really you have to think about it as your own business within a business, right? And that's what we want to impart to you guys too, which I think is really cool. And then, one of the things I always talked about with going off to school is you don't know what kind of connections you're going to make and where that's going to lead you, right?
So it's the same thing here.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. But we can say in this case, mom's right?
Mom is right.
For
the record.
There you go. I got it on tape. That's good. But I think what's exciting to see is, when we started class here, so there were 7 people in the class to start with, all agents, all brand new to this licensing process. So we're teaching you how to deal with people, right? And teaching you the basics of contract law and how to show a house. You guys are going to be out in the field this next week, right? After completing the classes, and there's still going to be a lot of learning on the go, but you've learned enough behind the scenes to understand what the process looks like. And then you're going to be educating your clients. You're going to be mentoring and out there with a lot of other agents that have been doing this for anywhere from 30 years to maybe 3 or 4 years, right? And I think that's where the real experience comes in. So you're going to have 3 months of doing this, right? So today, Alex, you were out at an open house with somebody, right? Kind of shadowing that with someone named Jerome, right? One of my senior members here who's just an amazing gentleman. What was your experience like out there today?
It was, at first I was not really sure what I was getting into, but he's a very welcoming guy, very, very forward. And he was just basically communicating every little nook and cranny of the business. And any question I had, he was readily available to answer and made everything easily understandable.
He was really personable with the people out there, right?
He was asking if they needed any questions when they came in. And when they finished looking around the house, he was like, if you need anything, just give me a call. And very personable. And Great guy all around.
Yeah, and part of our process with an open house is we want people to come in and have a chance to see, without having to prove that they can buy the house, without having to prove that they're in the market today, right? So it can be a looky-look kind of time. And you want to approach people in an open house and be personable, kind of like you're welcoming into the house. Thanks for stopping by. Let me know if I can answer any questions. And you kind of, I don't like to follow people around. And, Mike, did you see this? How about that? I always say I don't want to be Vanna White. I don't need to show you that this is the kitchen or this is the bathroom, the loo, as I like to say. But you want to kind of pay attention to what people are looking at. And if they're lingering on something, you can approach them and ask questions. We always double check afterwards. Part of our rules is the agents will call that night just to say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, did you have any questions that you want answered?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things about this whole experience so far, and we haven't really even gotten out into the field other than shadowing, is how transferable the business skills are to just every area of life.
Yes.
Like you were saying, just focusing on context clues of what people are lingering on and stuff, that doesn't just apply to houses. Like it applies to any part of life. If someone is pausing or lingering or they move fast past something, that's all indicative of where their headspace is. So I know there's so much to learn here, and we have a lot of experts that are teaching us like so much every single day,
and keeping it fun too.
And keeping it fun. It's a great work culture here. We're still able to have our fun here. A little bit too much fun sometimes, but we'll keep the Tequila Fridays for Fridays.
Right.
But I'm really happy to be here. I was super excited for the opportunity at the beginning of the summer, but I'm sure you guys can speak to it too. Once we got into the training, the value is ineffable. I can't really describe it right now, and I can't wait to put some of the knowledge to use.
Just seeing all the agents out and about and learning from them has been a help. I think agreeing with you that the skills are transferable, because since I was 15 to 20, I was going out on sales with my dad for pools and things. So I think it's very transferable. And I'm looking to obviously learn a lot from the agents here in the housing market. So it's going to be cool.
Right. And we do something called DISC assessment or DISC profiling, right? Where we talk about personalities, right? That's got to come in handy for any kind. I'm surprised more companies don't really teach this. Nobody in real estate teaches this. And for us, really, your soft skill set is understanding how to communicate, right? So everybody here at this table, you have similar traits, but you also have differences that are really important. You have to pay attention to the clues you're getting from somebody, right? So when I got into sales a while ago, I was taught to be a chameleon, right? So if someone talks fast, talk fast. If someone talks slow, talk slow. That's kind of sales 101 back in the day. There is so much more to it because, in today's society, if someone has a bunch of questions, you can feel one of two ways about it. Hey, they're questioning everything I say, they don't believe me, and a lot of people get defensive. Not really a good situation. Or, oh my God, they're very interested, because if someone's asking you 9 questions about a property, they're probably pretty interested. You just have to make sure you're approaching, and they might have more of an engineering background or more of a very type of specific background that puts them in that C personality, which is they're very rigid and careful about everything that they ask. And once you understand that dynamic in the sales process, you can have fun with it and understand that they're just being who they are. And you want to talk to them the way they need to hear you, right? So those pieces of the puzzle, and no one really does that. And I'm really proud of the fact that we do that here at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty.
I actually thought it was awesome just seeing there's actually just legit sales training day in and day out that we went throughout the whole week. Just from one thing to the next, and working with the trainer, George, was just great. So, only up from here.
Yeah, and interesting, engaging, right? You're not sitting there. We don't do a 9 to 5 on purpose. We do like a 10 to 3. We give you breaks because we know that you have life outside of it, and we want to encourage you. And I think one of the things that was most encouraging when I saw you guys all studying together. By the way, they're highly competitive, which is why I knew that this would be a slam dunk having them in the office for the summer. Nothing like having 3 people with testosterone being competitive for business. It's a good thing. But what that means to me is they're all kind of trying to find a niche, because in real estate, everybody does have a niche, right? So we were talking about this earlier, Alex, you and I were saying, Jerome's amazing with first-time buyers because first-time buyers want to be secure, right? Their biggest fear is security. And so Jerome is really good at educating them on the process. And he'll sit in that conference room with 12 family members. They all walk out going, no one ever told us this stuff before, right? That's what we do here. So you're really educating them on the process. As someone who's in a step-up home, moving up into that home, like the house behind us, Jared, Katie Court, right? So that house, people coming into that are at a different point in their life. They've bought and sold. They understand the process, maybe sometimes too well, because maybe it's changed since they did it, right? And you have to guide them gently. But they have other concerns, because now they want 2 mortgages. They don't want to have to, and they want a time. How do I move one big house into another big house? How does that work? Because I've got a family and jobs, and how do you calm down, because we're going to help you figure all that out. That's what we do every day.
Yeah, it's like one of the greatest things about real estate is everyone needs a place to live. So we meet people from all walks of life. Like you said, we all just finished up at college. Me and Alex have another year left, but we were only exposed to really people in like between the ages of 18 and 25 for a few years, and it's really cool to interact with people from all walks of life right now, see where their head's at, and it's just good experience all around.
Right. The biggest part of it is listening. You listen and then you're good, right? Yeah. So if you have that step down buyer, someone who's been in that nice big McMansion and says, okay, it's time for me to either exit New Jersey or I want something smaller to take care of. And that's a very delicate mindset, right? So Mike, you've met somebody recently, right, who's having to downsize because of circumstances that have happened. Our business is driven by circumstances. Someone's having a baby, someone's getting married, someone's getting divorced, someone passed away. There's lots of things and they're not always happy, right? And so being part of what you have to do is be compassionate and understand that if you get the client to their goal, you will get to your goal. It's just that simple, but you have to put them first, right? Without hurting yourself in the process, obviously, right? If someone had a crystal ball and said, what would you like the end of the summer to look like? Like, what would be a win for you? What would that mean? I'll start with you.
A win? Enough money in the bank to pay for all my bills at school this year.
Okay.
Will be one. And two, I want a software that's completely integrated with this company. I really think that everyone at this office does a great job, and I want to make their lives easier. So
I like it. Alex, have you given this thought?
I would say my main goal is to be able to, by the end of the summer, confidently, if anyone comes to me, be able to find them a property and find them a home that they can stay in forever and make some money along the way.
I like it. By the way, Alex Esposito. I haven't said your last
Yes,
name in all this. I
Alex
apologize for that. Very soft spoken for such a gentle giant, we're gonna call you, right? Stand up all the way. Like, yeah, so this is Alex, yes.
Yeah.
Alex Esposito, a little tall, right?
Pull those inches, man.
See what I mean about competitive? I love it. And so, Mike, tell me what a win looks like for you.
Well, I just want to get integrated into the business as best I can, and I want to learn and provide value as much as I can. And along the way of providing value, just be able to, in return, give people what they want, obviously, for a home, and just it'll be fun. So that's kind of my thing right now.
It is fun. So, and I will say, very lucky to have an amazing culture here. Everybody, I always say this is like my child. My kids are grown up, right? Or growing up. This is my baby. This business is my baby. And I love seeing people grow up in this and get what they need out of it, because everybody's different. Everybody that comes here to sell homes has certain needs and goals for their families. And I want to make sure that they get to those things too. That's why I always ask. So give it a little bit more thought, because at the end of the summer, we are going to check in and see what you think about what your experiences have been. Here at the office, you will meet, you've already met all the salespeople, you're meeting them. People are very helpful, but the broker, myself and George, are your go-to people, right? You're going to ask other people for help along the way, but check and verify, right? You want to make sure that they're experienced people. So we're kind of putting some of those things in place too. But I feel very blessed to have you all here. They're spending a lot of time around this office and around the space, and it's awesome to see them spend so much mind share on getting it right and on being successful, which is so refreshing in this climate, especially. I'm really proud of you guys. I'm really proud that you chose to give it a try here for the summer. It's amazing.
Very grateful.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely.
we're just hoping we can live up to the standards that you've set so high.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be cracking the whip.
Hopefully by the end of the summer, I'll have no sales, but we'll see what happens.
I like that. That is a great way to end this. I want to say thank you again, gentlemen, for putting your trust and faith in me this summer and in this business. And I can't wait to see what you guys do. So thank you again.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. All right. I'm Nancy Kowalik, Main Street real estate agent, just bringing you a little slice of South Jersey here and the real estate industry kind of behind the curtains today. Thanks for stopping by. Go make it a great day.